The sources told us Justin is not the clear-cut villain, as some people who worked on the film are standing by him.
How detailed Baldoni's lawsuit with his own versions and the full text message threads and the full transcript of what was going on and these stills, I don't think she has a chance.
Baldoni just completely crushed Blake Lively in court in the most embarrassing way possible. And honestly, this is the kind of karma that's been building up for months.
Yes, I believe she is misusing it, let's call it, in order for a underlying agenda and
She spent all this time putting on a pity parade, hoping no one would question her version of the story. But Baldoni came armed with facts and shut the whole act down.
I do think he's leading the win, and I will repeat, this is a fight that Lively probably did not understand how much it has exploded beyond her control.
The worst part is she never even saw it coming. She mistook silence for surrender, but in reality, that silence was pure strategy.
Everything Blake Lively is doing right now is trying to convince us that she's happy and she's doing fine and she's popular and she's loved.
This is where it gets completely wild. While Blake Lively was out staging her public breakdown, Justin Baldoni's team was working quietly behind the scenes, trying to end the chaos peacefully. They were desperately trying to stop Blake from turning a messy movie shoot into an all-out war. And the craziest part? We were never supposed to find out.
So here is the post that's been pushed and has everyone up in arms on social media this weekend. It is a post, an email sent from Melissa Nathan to Jennifer A.
Thanks to a leaked email now spreading on Reddit, the truth is out. It reveals exactly what Justin's crisis team was doing. The email came from Melissa Nathan, a crisis PR expert working with Baldoni, and was addressed to Jennifer Al, Baldoni's publicist.
So Nathan was the crisis manager or the crisis PR team that Justin Baldoni hired when he started feeling that things were turning against him and he freaked out.
And what's inside that email? Proof that Justin's team wasn't plotting revenge. They were organizing a complete damage control mission, reputation CPR, and it wasn't for Blake. It was to protect Justin.
Lively allegedly blackmailed Taylor Swift into supporting her, trying to get her to support her.
By this point, Blake had made it clear she wasn't stepping back. She was reportedly threatening Taylor Swift in private, pushing her to back the lawsuit, or she'd leak their personal messages. And
she threatened to leak her text messages, their private text messages, if she didn't. And also she demanded, allegedly, that Taylor Swift should delete all the texts between them from like September, October.
She was calling the shots using connections and playing the PR game like a seasoned general. In response, Melissa Nathan wasn't trying to destroy Blake. Her plan was just to survive the chaos.
Email, Melissa Nathan is explaining to Jennifer Abel all the things that they can do as a crisis management team to get control over this situation.
The strategy was thorough and costly, $175,000 for a 3 to 4 month campaign. It included full website removals, Reddit thread cleanups, narrative control, and new planted discussions. A 24/7 crisis team was promised, and all of it, they claimed, would be completely untraceable. But the twist? The plan was never used.
This was in August 14th, okay? Right after the premiere, a story popped up from nowhere on TMZ saying that Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, she felt kissing scene lingered too long, feels he fat-shamed her. Remember that story when it first came out?
Why not? Because it wasn't needed. The backlash against Blake came naturally. No one from Justin's side even had to act. The same online manipulation Blake accused them of? She got burned by the internet all on her own.
Full social crisis team at hand for anything. Engage with audience in the right way. Start threads of theories to discuss. This is the way to be fully 100% protected.
And yes, that irony hits hard. A $175,000 PR defense designed to shield Justin never got used. It just sat in an email like a loaded weapon. Meanwhile, Blake was launching PR bombs at herself, fueling the narrative that she was the one rewriting the truth.
At this point, you have to remember that Blake Lively was already threatening Justin Baldoni. He received a letter, a statement written by what we now think is probably most likely Ryan Reynolds.
But the real shocker? Justin didn't even know. His name wasn't in the email, he wasn't copied, he wasn't managing any of the PR strategy.
Supposed to sign this. Remember, It Ends With Us was a troubled production which we take full accountability for. We are very sorry to everyone we caused upset, to privately and publicly.
While his name was getting dragged through the dirt and Blake's sob story was taking over the internet, his team was working quietly to contain the fire without even informing him. That says everything about Justin's approach. He didn't want drama, he wanted peace.
Including her lawyers, her publicists, and everyone are freaking out because they're seeing where this is going, and especially with the news about Taylor Swift.
That's the big difference. While Blake was allegedly blackmailing Taylor, slamming Justin in the media, and leaking her own narrative, Justin's team just wanted to stabilize things. Not ruin her, just calm the storm.
Now, even magazines like People, that were definitely pro Blake Lively before, are now starting to turn. The articles that they posted last week, which I talked about.
The email even shows how cautious they were about the public eye. Their plan wasn't a smear campaign, it was meant to create a safe PR environment. But it never happened, because the truth was already damaging enough.
But were definitely not the types of articles that People magazine have been writing before.
People saw through the fake smiles, red carpet stunts, and new BFF selfies with Salma Hayek. The internet smelled the PR stunt, and no Reddit cleanup could save Blake from collapsing.
Lively, Colin Hoover, the entire cast and crew led with professionalism every step of the way. Any negativity aimed at them is ours to own. This is what they wanted them to sign.
Now we fast forward to court. Judges and lawyers reviewing documents, watching leaked footage, things we haven't even seen. But you can bet that email is part of the evidence pile. While Blake's side cries about manipulation, this email proves Justin's team was the only one playing clean.
This statement continued to say, "We mutually agreed that the cast would be promoting the film separately and understood why. We've always said we are not perfect, and even if unintentionally make mistakes, we will always own them."
And the fact that this untraceable email leaked? It shows just how messy things have gotten. Even the pros aren't in control anymore. It puts a huge spotlight on how far Blake's team may have gone to look innocent while casting Justin as the villain.
How we hold ourselves accountable. It's not anyone's job, but ours, and that's part of being man enough. They used him again, his words against him, as they've done so many times.
But instead of protecting themselves, they caused the exact outcome they feared. The truth still came out. While Justin stayed calm, acted professional, and let the receipts speak, his team was always 3 steps ahead.
Okay, so keep this in mind. This is the statement that Blake Lively's team wanted Justin Baldoni and his team to publish in the press.
And now it's no longer a he said, she said circus. It's a documented implosion, one that Blake can't spin. This is where the drama goes from shady to downright sinister. Because while we were still catching up, Blake's team was allegedly drafting a fake apology letter to blame it all on Justin.
At this time, he was obviously freaking out. And I don't know, as I said, I don't know if Justin Baldoni, he wasn't even CC'd in this email between Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan.
Not just bad press or production delays, everything. And they didn't stop there. They wanted him to go down smiling, using his own words as the noose.
They were here. This is like a pitch from Melissa Nathan with a quote of how much it's going to cost them to do crisis
Let's make
management
this clear.
for them.
This wasn't a rumor or a blind item. The letter in question was a detailed formal draft. It was reportedly handed to Justin's team at the height of the tension, right after the movie's early screenings tanked. Private audiences included Ben Affleck and Bradley Cooper, and the feedback was brutal.
All of this will be most importantly untraceable. That's kind of funny, since this email is now traceable.
That timing is critical, because right after that, Blake's PR machine went into full throttle. The apology draft, reportedly created under her publicist Leslie Sloan and maybe even ghostwritten by Ryan Reynolds, wasn't an apology. It was a career hit piece.
Ethical? No, it's not ethical. But was Blake Lively's team doing the exact same thing? Yes!
According to several reports, including commentary by Sashi Flo on her Flossom Talk channel and supporting Reddit leaks, the letter demanded that Baldoni take full blame for the failure of Ace Ends With.
It was in August 14th, okay? Right after the premiere, a story popped up from nowhere on TMZ saying that Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, she felt kissing scene lingered too long, feels he fat-shamed her.
It contained lines blaming him for the chaotic shoot, fan disappointment, and media backlash. It made him look like he alone caused every problem. The wording was tailored to shift all responsibility onto him.
So this allegedly, I'm guessing wildly here that it came from Leslie Sloan.
No mention of Blake's alleged editing takeover, no reference to her wrecking the original score, no hint about cast fights or filming delays, just a clean-cut guilt trip, all pinned on Justin.
Lively was experiencing. How did they deal with that? Try and push Blake Lively in a more positive light? No, they went out and tried to trash Baldoni instead. Exactly what they're accusing him of doing to her.
What makes it even colder is this. The letter showered Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover, and the cast with praise. It called them professional, dedicated, and top tier, basically framing everyone else as victims of Justin's supposed failures.
With this post as well, people are now up in arms because they were like, oh my God, this is terrible. How could they do something like this? This is the evidence. Well, it's been out there the entire time. And the thing is, Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel have both been open that they had strategies in place, but they said they never had to use them because the backlash towards Blake Lively grew organically anyway.
So not only would Justin be admitting to things he didn't do, he'd be boosting Blake's image in the process. The same Blake who had allegedly threatened Taylor Swift and taken over post-production completely.